TF2. They are going to be going to Process now. Do you think Fragger is going to have such a good game on Process?
I'm not sure, but judging by Renew's rollouts on Gullywash, I have a feeling he's not going to be arriving to mid on Process very quickly. But obviously that doesn't make or break a demo. I mean, look at a numlocked Seb Barton. He was walked to mid and was still the best demo. But
yeah,
I'm curious if they're going to try and take advantage of Renew's possible slow speed to mid.
Yeah, and I think it probably is gonna. I haven't seen the entire time I've been casting this LAN any fast rollouts from soldiers on Process. I've not seen anybody bombing forwards, anything like that. And if any of the soldiers can combine that with a little bit of pressure from a fast demo man on these mids, it's very possible that you'll just be able to put so much damage on the scouts initially that you completely stump a opposing team's attempt to take the mid fight before they even arrive. It will be interesting to see if they're able to do that or whether they're able to pull it off without any help from the soldiers.
Yeah, there's no excuse not being able to do the fast rollout on LAN ping. It's really easy on LAN ping. Come on. I want to see some fast rollouts. I want to see some exciting mid fights. I want to see air shots.
Air shots. Most importantly, air shots. So they are moving over to the second map, Process now. The decider will be Snakewater if indeed 403 are able to pull it back, but judging by that last map, it's looking pretty bad for them if they want to stay in this. The loser is going to be going out of the tournament, and the winner goes into the grand finals to face Mike +5. We saw an incredibly tense upper bracket semi-final between Mike +5 and ISF. If 403 do manage to squeeze this past ISF, which would be a bit of a turn of events in itself, they are going to have a very stiff competition against Mike +5.
Yeah, I want to see ISF play Mike +5 again. Those were tense games, or at least the final one that I properly watched and casted. That was definitely an exciting game, going to a golden cap in the end.
Yeah, they were.
But actually, I just saw him do the fast rollout, so I think we may be in for a treat, these middles.
Oh, hot damn.
They might be, if they use it correctly, these might be some more very one-sided kind of ends before it begins.
Yeah, it's possible. But I'm really hoping that 403 can put up some kind of defense and really take this to be a respectable scoreline. I'm not bothered if they lose, but at least don't make it a 5-0 roll in 15 minutes. Come on, guys. You came third at the Info Show LAN. You can do this.
Believe.
Absolutely.
I've not actually seen, but have all the games been pretty much 5 rolls apart from the Mike +5 versus ISF?
Well, some of them haven't been rolls. The closest games really have, but yeah, every game that we've casted has been 5-0 apart from the ISF games against Mike +5. Some of them have been closer than others, but they have all been 5-0s. There were some good games in the lower bracket that we didn't quite catch that we thought would be rolls, but actually turned out not to be. Tavotevas against Krasava went 4-3 in favour of Tavotevas in the lower bracket, and actually Garaz against Trulls went the opposite way, so Ace getting knocked out from Lithuania LAN in the beginning of that. We have gone live though for Process, which is going to be our second map. The first map going very quickly, 5-0. Are ISF going to be able to repeat that? New did do a fairly quick rollout, getting a lot of early presence on that top crate, but it hasn't really translated to much damage or position for his team. Now going for another bombing, gets a lot of damage onto Morty and Zillis. They're going to be cleaned up by the rest of his team, and then moving forwards now across the point. Both scouts down and a soldier pick. Packas and Renew are going to have to be trying to get out of there. Packas does go down to a bombing Fragger and Gus. It's all looking pretty bad for 403.
Yeah, like I said in the between the maps, Renew just turned up late to the party, slower to mid than both his scouts. Seb would be proud, but when he turned up, he had 2 stickies to turn the mid fight around, and didn't do anything, and they just lost the mid pretty much by default. And now ISF are pushing onto last with a full Uber advantage, and they need to deal with this Pyro actually. The Pyro gets entire killed, and he's reflecting the demo, and the demo's completely useless right now, and the Pyro still hasn't gone down, and that's 2 frags down. Again, 3 frags make that versus ISF, and without getting any frags of their own. So the Pyro just crushed them on that push. Got the soldier killed, and then there was no one to finish off the Pyro, and Fragger just kind of helplessly floated in his air blast.
Bless him. Pacas does have a 50% Uber advantage now, so they are going to be able to take this Spire and hopefully get some aggression into mid. It's a 50% Uber advantage. There's pipe spam almost picking up some frags there from Fragger, and they're going to be moving, it looks like, through the choke area and simultaneously pushing their flank through PC. Everybody from ISF is set up to perfectly deny this and then get their own Uber charge up. 403 spent so long trying to push that and clear some stickies from Fragger that they are just not going to even be able to get into the choke.
Yeah, I think they just decided, no, we've taken too long, let's just give it up. We don't know exactly how big our Uber advantage is, they might have it by now, and they make the correct decision of not pushing once they've taken so long. But strangely, Renew is doing something funky in PC. I don't know what he's doing, he's just kind of looking the wrong way, and okay, now he's back to choke. Oh, it looks like they want to push PC. What?
Oh yes,
what
they are.
this?
They're going PC here.
Why are they pushing? Oh
they're
my
pushing
God, and they've not
Uber
even seen
Uber.
them coming. This
is an odd situation to be in. New has gone down, so they do have a slight advantage in this Uber exchange here, but the Uber is going to be slightly worse. Renew going down, Pacas is so weak as well. Happy Crow on 15 health on that balcony area, and both of the scouts are going to get caught out here and finish off as well around the sewer. Oh, yep, they're all going down. This is terrible play from 403. They were Ubering in a terrible situation, just putting themselves deliberately the wrong side of ISF, and just had a terrible Uber because of it.
I don't understand the reasoning behind that. Like, they had an Uber advantage, they decide to wait for about a minute and then push PC, and then try and make their way out and choke. And ISF seemed as surprised and confused as we were, but obviously it obviously worked out very well for them, and now they got a 20% Uber advantage and they're Ubering onto last, and it looks like they're just focusing the point really hard, and they're just getting crushed by Renew picking up a triple kill there.
Fragger actually came in, and then US at the end to make it slightly more respectable. They did pick up 3 and get the Uber force out as well, so not that bad. They focused the point a little too hard there though. They didn't get 403 pushed away far enough before they did the focusing of the point. It's always a good idea to make sure the enemy team has a run away from your Uber charge before you just jump on the point without any.
Yeah, all they needed was one Uber charge soldier in his face. But actually I've seen Bacot has changed over to crits, and he will have about 15-20% advantage by the time both are built up. So, oh no, he's not building well, he's not building very well at all. So at this rate, they're not even going to have a chance to push with this advantage. So I want to get on the Fragger cam, see what he can do with his crits, because I have a feeling this might be doomed. And they crits him, and oh, it's not good. He's going to pick up Morty, but there's no one else he can really see, and the crits is off. And
Pacas and Renew have been hiding in lower PC. They're going to come out now and go forwards through the choke point. Renew actually has been dropped from his medic's healing beam and is going to go down to Fragger. That's terrible miscommunication there from 403. They've used their Uber charge as well, and they're coming back in. Having already dropped their demo man, they need to make something decent of this. Fragger actually extending a little bit ahead of the rest of his team is now nicely backed up as they near the 70% crits mark. They're going to be able to push the Team 403 out of mid here, and they're going to be able to crits on them on second.
Yeah, what a horrendous Uber. They decided to go anyway, even though they knew they couldn't do anything, and also lost advantage to the crits. So they sealed their fate here, assuming that ISF can play out this crits fairly well, and if I were them I'd go bottom left, and yeah, that's exactly what they're doing, but Fragger isn't really protected, no one's attacking him. He's got a scout on him now, but his team is just not covering him at all, and Guz has actually gone behind the enemy team and killed off Pakas there, the enemy medic. So Backup will have the crits advantage again. They just need to watch out for TEZC going a bit aggressive here.
Oh, but they're just flooding back in. They are going to be picking up all of these frags. They recognise that they have the heal advantage. They just backed out a bit to get healed up, get their buffs, and then they swarmed back in. Nice play by them after a completely failed crit squeak, actually. It did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Fraggle was completely alone in the crits, so he had to both try and snipe the enemy medic and also protect himself, and did nothing.
It's a bit of a tall order.
And Renew, I don't know what he's doing, but he's basically walking to mid. And look, he's just completely given up the entire point. Like, he's not done a single point of damage, and it's like 10 seconds into the mid.
Yeah, that's poor play. That's Sideshow-esque play on Demoman there. Really not impressive at all. The health advantage thoroughly in favour of 403 though here, as they've just moved slowly across the point. They have managed to pick up Fragger on Demoman, and now the Pocket and Scout they isolated, unable to escape. So they do fairly well out of that. Backart and Entire just going to be slipping away, building up their Uber charge for an exchange, possibly on second. Actually, with their early spawn of Fragger, they can contest second here. They are going to have 2 down, but they'll be back by the time the Ubers are exchanged. Actually, Pakas not even going to have to use here. Oh no, he does. It comes back in it, but a terrible Uber from both teams here, really. But it has allowed 403 a bit of space. Unfortunately, they've lost frags while it was happening.
Yeah, it is a bit of a strange trade there. Entire forces the Uber and doesn't take a single point of damage, and then walks away with 0 rockets loaded. Like, he completely ran out of Uber after ran out of ammo after forcing the Uber, and just kind of wandered away from the Ubered scout. And now ISF are retaking the mid, and actually that scout's getting very aggressive and choke, but he will get out. And it's fairly even on health and Uber, so we'll probably see another stalemate here unless TEZC decide to push through PC and try and get out choke again.
That will be interesting to see if that is the decision they come up with. It is a fairly close map compared to the previous one. By this time they were already 3 or 4-0 up. So ISF having a little more difficulty dealing with 403 on this process map, which is going to be our second, the decider, Snakewater if we have to go to it. And it looks like Entire, Fragger and Backart are moving through this PC area. Morty does a really good job actually forcing the Uber just by getting enough damage onto Entire. He's going to be moving forward, does get demolished. And now the Uber's going to come out of Happy Crow and Pakas as they try and defend their Spire and move forward. They should be able to roll this into mid, assuming they get a bit of damage or frags. Or, no, they haven't though. And it's only the Pocket that's down. They're just going to get stunted.
They threw away that opportunity there. They had the entire ISF team on the run there, and they tried to chase him down, but they took so long. They took so long, and they couldn't chase down the frags, and they got nothing from it. They had an Uber about 15 seconds later, and they made nothing of it. And now ISF are holding mid, and because they Ubered so much earlier, they've got a big advantage.
They do. They've got a 30% advantage, and they're going to be moving through choke with this as soon as they get it, I would imagine. Although they did favour the PC last time, and it actually looks like they're moving over to the sewer area as well. So
TEZC are pushing again.
TEZC are pushing with an Uber disadvantage. They're on 85%, but they're determined to push through PC. They really want this to work.
Oh,
they are going to push.
What are they doing?
The sticky trap that Fragger had there as well. Not going to pick anybody up, but is going to force their Uber very early. And as the Ubers are exchanged, things are just happening all over. The 403 team is now split throughout 3 points at their second, the enemy second, and on mid. And they are coming out worse. No, they are getting the better of this as well. Goodness knows how that happened. I'll flip that over to my analysis commentator, Stark. Tell me what the heck happened there.
Well, since Pakas Ubered about 30 seconds ago, and he's currently on 25%, so it's clearly because he didn't heal his team, so the enemy team got scared. That's the only analysis I can come up with. But actually, look at Guz's hiding spot just outside sewers. It's not actually checked that much, to be fair, and you might be able to pick off a little flanking player.
Yeah, he could do. He's moved out of that spot at the moment, and both teams still running that cookie cutter lineup. We have seen lots of snipers come out, especially when we saw Process before, but nothing going to happen from either team on this map. Both teams content to run the cookie cutter lineups and just trade. We've seen a lot of trades around this choke point and the other choke point as teams trade mids and seconds, but no real pushes into last as of yet in this round. The positioning actually from ISF, very passive. They're just going to allow 403 a lot of room, but that's probably wise, seeing as they had a 20% disadvantage at the time. Giving 403 the respect, and the Uber now forced on PC. The top of PC knew getting that Uber force out from Happy Crow and Pacas. The counter Uber coming out as well. They put a lot of damage onto the enemy Demoman and Pocket, but they're not really following that forwards. They're just making sure that their second is secure before they push.
Yeah, really well played by New there. I mean, I'm not sure if he forced the Uber, but he completely destroyed its entire usefulness, because they just spent the entire Uber trying to kill him while they got juggled by him on the balcony. And by the time they got out of the balcony, they had no more Uber left. So ISF had pretty much a free Uber to do with whatever they wanted. And it's a bit of a stalemate again, but Frag
they're moving through. Yeah, they're moving through this
at all.
PC situation. They're doing a reverse the Enigma Zone crew. But this time it's non-Uber v non-Uber, so it's a much better decision to push through that entrance. Renew goes down early, but they're going to trade him for Fragger. And they're putting a lot of damage onto Team 403 as they try and escape through that choke point. But the frags are not going their way. The scouts really coming out strong for the Enigma Zone crew. Although Guz does make me eat my words there as he picks up the frag onto Zillis.
Yeah, it was... Fragger spent the entire push pretty much in the air. At one point he touched the ground only to get a buff from his medic and do another rocket jump. Sticky jump, sorry. But TEZC just pushing back in here. Guz taking a long time to get on the point, and it really cost him there. If he hadn't have gone for that 1v1 with Zillis, like, he won the 1v1, but the entire time he wasn't getting cap time. And actually the Uber force comes out of ISF, and it's a really bad Uber. Fragger hits the skybox and he's trying to get out of PC, but he backs off into the enemy roamer, who finishes him off, and it's just frags left and right for TEZC. And this should be an easy second point for them.
Yeah, it should be, as long as Zillis doesn't overextend here, which he is apt to do. He nearly did there. And Renew as well. Just every player from 403 desperately wants to overextend at every given opportunity, whereas ISF know that they need to play around their heels, and they have got such better health. I feel like if they knew what health the players there were for 403, they would have probably tried to contest that.
Yeah, I like the little fight over the health pack in PC there of Renew and Zillis trying to see who would get it. And apparently Zillis deemed himself more worthy than the enemy demo, and he had to run back to mid to get that pack.
Of course, the scout with better mobility at low health does prioritize himself over the demo man, a much more important class. Goodness knows what's running through their head. They are going to be facing, though, a sentry and sniper defense coming up from Sneegs, and Guz actually taking a few rockets there as he tried to get aggressively peeking into lobby. They have moved their flank into lobby, and they're moving their combo through the right hand side. They've used their Uber charge trying to get onto Fragger. Their flank is going to be meeting the sentry, but the sentry is going to go down. Combination of Renew and Morty going to combine there to take down that sentry, but they have lost a lot of their players. It looks like 403 having the much worse end of this. Only Kraftaz and Morty left alive. Kraftaz is going to get the pick here onto the enemy demo man, but that's not really going to be enough. A 40% disadvantage.
I think Renew only knows forwards. Like, they got a really bad Uber, but hold that, because Morty comes in from behind and takes down Backup. Interesting flank there. That was a bit of a strange sequence of events, but now they've got the Uber advantage, so well played by Morty. But in the Uber earlier, Renew just not paying attention to how good the Uber is and just charging into the enemy. He was on the enemy side of last. He was on the far right side of last, while his Ubered medic was falling out of bottom left. That was how far away they were. They were half the last point away from each other.
That does not sound like the best positioning in the world.
And it didn't work out well for him, did it? He just kind of died. And it was lucky that his team managed to pick up the slack for him and pick off Bakar as they were pushing out to second.
Yeah, definitely. Sneegs running that engineer class again, building up the sentry in the same position that we've seen a few times from him. You would think it would get predictable, but they haven't managed to take it down before a push as of yet. The Uber has come out and Renew's just going to be focusing down that sentry. Sneaks does not want to commit too much to it, but they've got so much cap time. Again, committing too many players to the cap time though, and everybody goes down. Only Morty left alive. Where is Morty? Morty's miles away. He's around sewers at the moment. No chance of a back cap there, but they are going to believe leaving someone on it anyway. They should know where Morty is actually. They saw him leave, so that's a bit of an unnecessary player on last. Huge advantage.
Craftas on Spy.
Oh, big plays. He's going to be sneaking in like a legendary shark.
I don't think... they shouldn't be expecting this. I know I wouldn't be expecting this Spy this time. And he's... oh,
the Uber has already come out.
Now. Yeah.
This is going to be completely useless, and any players from 403 that they've also sacked in are going to be completely useless as well.
He's disguised as a Dempter.
Everybody's going to die.
He's like, oh, hello friendly demo, what are you doing coming out of PC?
And then there's a spy crab on the point. Just as a victory spy crab there for getting the pick onto Sneaks.
Fragger spawn camping.
He picks up Renew and Happy Crow. This map is going south very quickly for Team 403. Just
oh my god!
Oh god, Lord, please no, make it end. Morty's gonna be back spawn. No, Morty, back spawn Morty. There we go. Good Morty.
Alright, if I were them, I probably would have just not even capped mid, just waited, just keep letting Fragger spawn camp.
So they are going to have a big Uber advantage to put into last here. It's going to be something like 20-25%, or maybe even more than that, depending on how well they build. Craftas is building very quickly with his medic though as well. They're going to be having to push quickly if they want to make the most of this. Entire is trying to make the most of it. Pakas is only on 95%, but they can't get anybody onto him. They're going to be playing the point very quickly now, but Pakas is dropping people left, right and centre. Only Craftas left alive. He's going to be fighting US though.
Too early.
Way too early, but he's going to be backed up by the rest of his team and going to win it anyway, so it doesn't really matter there. 2-0 the scoreline. And a bit of momentum building for IsF, I think.
Yeah, New almost threw it there by coming in about 2 or 3 seconds too early when the Uber was still off, but it was a good idea to hide at the spawn door while Craftas was trying to clear everyone up with the Uber. And as we go to another mid, Fragger's a little bit faster, but he had to do an extra stick jump actually to get the mid, so his health isn't the best. So he can't really commit aggressively like he wants to. And there's a scout in his face, and oh, this is really awkward for Fragger, but he's got good health, he's fully loaded, and he should be able to finish off his mid for his team.
Oh, Happy Crow is just marching forwards. He's got the kills here. First kill coming off on Sneaks, then Fragger. And now he's looking forward. Oh, he managed to pick up Entire as well. Now picks up Guz. Can he take down Backart and finish off a brace of frags? He's currently on a 4K for this medal. Really doing well for his team. Just mopping up everybody who was going forwards there. But he was really the only healed player, so it's a good job he managed to do that.
Yeah, it was just Guz and his medic left, and instead of going back to his medic for heals, he decides to rush and fully buffed soldier while being healed by a medic. And promptly died in 2 rockets.
I feel like that's probably not the best idea.
Not the smartest decision to make. He should have just got back to his medic, and then they would have had a little bit more, well, chance of winning the mid. But it's not too bad. They're holding second. They're 2 rounds up with 10 minutes left, and it looks like TEZC are trying to push through PC here, and they're taking decent damage actually. Their health isn't great in PC, but Fragger. Okay, now Fragger's letting them in, and TEZC will be wise to not push here, and yeah, Renew goes down. And Fragger wants to go off this. Look, instant aggression, I really like this. They're pushing him like instantly. After the Ubers, Renew still won't be back here. So ISF are looking really good for this until they lose 3 players, 4 players, it's only Backart and Fragger and PC.
Their flank got absolutely swarmed there. They were just hiding around sewers and able to completely flank everybody. It felt like whilst that exchange was going on, the flank from ISF didn't really know where to position themselves in order to be able to hold choke and sewers. They are going to lose this, and 403 really back in it. I think this might be the first round that 403 have ever had against ISF in. This is the 4th map, so big plays from 403 there. their flank just abusing the fact that that the ISF flank didn't quite know what was happening and bringing the pain. Pakas is going to be running Kritzkrieg to this middle.
I'm really curious as to see how that's going to work, because they've always kind of sat back the entire mid-fight, and as I say that, Morty flies in and immediately goes down. But Renew's going to finish off the enemy demo of Fragger, and Happy Pro picks up Entire, but Pakas does go down to Guz, and Guz is just going huge, creating a big distraction and doing a lot of damage. And on the enemy team, Krafta's doing the same thing, but does get picked up by some nice pistol work by Guz. And now it's a 1v1 on mid. Running out of ammo.
Zillis is going to get it. Believe in Zillis.
Sneak is going to help his teammate. So honestly, I don't know what's going to go on and what's happening here, because the spawn is...
Believe in Zillis! Zillis came back in to take the 2v1. He decided 1v1 just wasn't enough. He came back in as soon as Gus got respawned and just picked off Sneaks on the flank. The two scouts from Sneaks and Gus just not working well together. And yeah, Zillis manages to isolate one of them. Pakas has respawned on Kritzkrieg again though, Stark.
Yeah. I like his thinking was, yeah, I'll let that one scout go. I'll wait for my frag movie moment for the 1v2 scouts on mid. And what they're fairly defensive with this Crits. It's 80% and they really should be going, but they're sitting on the back of mid. What are they doing? They've got crits now, and they're not even, like, they're only just walking up the choke. And the longer they wait, look, Backart's 97%, he's not healing. Oh, and he does get it up, and they didn't even push.
No, they're not going to push. I don't know what they're thinking of. They're actually moving through the PC area right now. At the same time as Entire and Backout look like they want to be pushing through choke. And goodness knows what is running through the Enigma Zone crew's heads right now as they really push.
Renew. Oh, good. The Uber gets forced off and they really need to get out. For a second I thought they were going to crits Renew on balcony, and that would have been disastrous. But he's going down anyway.
There was really no need for Renew to even be in that. A double soldier push through the PC would have been more effective if that was their sole intention, to pop it off on balcony and get the force off anyway. They are only 3 up. It's both the scouts and Pakas against everybody pretty much from the team of ISF. They're going to be streaming forwards. They do have an uber advantage at the moment. The Kritzkrieg is going to equalize that advantage though, but that's all you need. Equality. All you need is equality between the Kritzkrieg and the Uber charge in order to have an advantage with your medigun, and that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah, on that last crits push, I was expecting Renew, and it looked like he felt like he was going to get that, but apparently he didn't get the memo of his. Oh, why did I say that? The
drop.
The drop of Backup. That's huge. That's huge, and ISF are just all over the place. They've got to bomb and try and get this medic, but oh wow, goes surfs the pipe from Renew, lands on Pakas and meat shots him to his death. Really big play by Guz there, possibly saving his team this round. But the spawn camp?
The spawn camp is coming out by Renew. We'll have to see if he does get anybody. No, the team of ISF more than wise to the strats of the demo man there as he was trying to spawn camp. They are going to have a measly 10% Uber advantage. Whether or not they can do anything with that remains to be seen. I doubt they're even going to attempt to do anything with that because they're running Sneaks on Engineer. I was going to say Sentry there. He's not actually a Sentry, he's building one. Guz is Spy at the moment, but he's just checking. Yeah, he's just checking whether they're running Kritzkrieg or Uber, so he will know that they're running normal Uber charge. They will just be expecting that Uber the same time as they get theirs. So this is going to be interesting to see how this runs out. 403 really need to take this. 5 minutes left. If they don't make the most of this opportunity, then they might not be handed another one before the end of the game.
Sneaks is setting up teleporters from left spawn to right spawn. So I guess his thinking is he can hit his sentry and then change to the other side. No, he's just building it for fun, I guess. The sentry goes down immediately, Ubers get traded, but Renew goes down again. He seems to always have the kind of short straw in these exchanges, but as I say that, Fragger does the exact same thing and overextends into Bobby and gets picked off. And that's not what you want to have on last. You need your demo to defend last. But it's not looking great for TEZC, and ISF are pushing on this. And oh, their back off is in the middle of nowhere. But somehow serves the safety. No, he gets picked up by Zillis, who gets a double frag there. picks off both his medic and his pocket, and Renew overextends again, and Pakas is left in the open, and Kratos is actually doing loads of damage here.
Yeah, he does get picked up by a respawning Fragger who was anticipating the push-in from him in an attempt to save his medic, but too late was the cry as Pakas went down and Kratos just threw his life into the breach as well. Not able to plug the hole there that ISF has created, and as I said, 403 may not be given another opportunity like that where they're able to be pushing the ISF last to tie it up for a golden cap. So they have squandered their one opportunity. Actually, though, Fragger going down to a sticky trap there, as well as the Roma down, is going to create another opportunity for 403 to be coming forwards and taking this. They do have an Uber disadvantage, but the Uber's not even going to slightly come into it here. Another frag coming out from Renew onto a scout, but he's pushed so far forward. Oh god, I thought he was going in there. No, he was just setting up a little sticky trap on the bottom right hand side. They're going to be trading players. But the Uber are going to come up so much quicker from back out here. This is a good opportunity, I think, to send someone in to sack and try and get an Uber force. They've sent in a scout, and Happy Crow is going to finish that off, actually. They're just going to stack the point. This is so strange. Oh my goodness, this is such an odd situation to be in, but Pakas is overcommitted and he's going to go down. That was really poor by them. They just... I think they just felt like they could maybe do it.
Zillis is behind. Oh no, they know. Oh no! He drops after surfing the rocket and drops into Heavy and just falls to his death at the Heavy's feet. But Morty actually, he looked like he wants to go for this, but I think they've still got a Heavy on last. No,
they've got a spy as well. They've got a spy that wants to go for that back cap, but they've got nobody blocking it. Oh, they do have a back cap going now from Morty, but Sneak's going to finish him off. They still have a spy behind. Kraftas running that spy. He's going to be coming up behind Backart. It'll be interesting to see whether he's able to get him. He's nearing him now. Backart on 55%. Is he going to be able to get him? Oh, the face stab, the fail coming out from Kraft as he's not able to secure the frag. He goes down along with Renew, who went down a few moments ago. And that's going to prompt the push definitely from ISF as they stream forward. 1 minute and 48 seconds left. The score 2-1 in favour of ISF, the team that are currently aggressing with the Uber advantage. Oh, but the triple kill from Renew with a single sticky. Just everybody was bunched into that corner. Entire Fragger and back out. That's the pocket, the demo man, and the medic. As the medic was on something like 95% there. They were just desperately trying to get out the way of Renew's damage, but they just bunched themselves into a little corner. And now the opportunity has been handed on an absolute platter for 403. They use their Uber charge. They need to be getting frags here and a scout on the point. They need to take this all the way through to last if they really want a chance at getting this. They've got 2 picks. They're going to be streaming forwards here, but I don't think they've really committed enough. New as well is going to be blocking this point. He might be able to get a frag on the scout if he's lucky, but no, he just he just died to the medic actually there. Oh, but Pakas has gone down.
But Frag has actually gone down, so they might be able to contest at least if Renew hadn't just dropped into 2 scouts, but he actually hits them both with a pipe, and that's only going to be enough from this ticket. No! It's so close, but the spawner comes in time of Entire and he does loads of damage. But Renew, it seems... Oh wait, as I say that, Morty flies in into 4 people and just kills himself on them pretty much. But Renew, he seems to be a very, like Exxon, a very all or nothing player. He rushes in and he either gets a huge play or he just dies, and it looks really silly.
There are 20 seconds remaining. They have time for one last coordinated push as they all gloop up in lobby right now. They're going to be going in. They're going to be facing a Heavy and a Pyro. The Heavy has gone down. The Pyro has gone down. They've got the point, but there are too many blue players on it at the moment. Only Pack has really left alive. Morty coming in with 2 seconds remaining. No time to even cap up the point if he tried. And that is going to be the second map. That was a very close map, actually.
Yeah, it was just coming down to a very strange decision making, really, that kind of made or break that map. It was, I know, some strange decision making, but overall it was a really entertaining game to watch. It was very back and forth.
It was definitely.
It was just kind of like these Uber trades. They all seemed to go disastrously wrong for one team or the other.
Yeah, they did, and some of them it was due to the position that they popped the Uber in, but some of the time it was due to another variety of factors, just players being dropped, the flank dying at the same time as their Ubers came in, just people hitting damage or shots that are unexpected or just lead to one team having a bit of a health advantage. And we saw pushes going in all over the place. So very backwards and forwards. The score 2-1. They are that is ISF are going to be able to take process and win the best of 3 in that lower bracket. So they move back up to the grand final where they will be facing Mike plus 5. Once again, they got knocked down in an incredibly tense, super close best of 3. Where Mike plus 5 took the first map 1-0, and then the next one went 3-1 to ISF, and then 4-4 with a golden cap on the decider. So I am expecting the grand finals to be just as tight and absolutely a phenomenal game to watch.
Yeah, I hope so too. If you look at the logs quickly, Zillis has had a very good game. Kind of disappointing that he played so well and his team couldn't quite edge out a map victory in the end. But
yeah, he did have a very good game actually, didn't he? So Zillis going with 24 frags and 7.2k damage, which is pretty good. Gus though had a stonking game of his own, going 24 for 15. The difference between him and Zillis just being a few less deaths, but a few less points of damage on the scoreboard as well. Entire though, having a stonker, putting out that damage again. He's just having a heck of a LAN. He's really carrying his team through all of these engagements, often damaging above Fragger, and Fragger himself doing a ton of damage and a ton of work on a lot of these points.
And obviously the most important factor is Entire got 5 air shots, and the combination of everyone else's air shots on the server was 4, with 4 air shots going for New. So,
yeah, so the soldier combo from ISF picking up 9 air shots with nobody else on the server even tickling someone above the ground.
And they won the game. If you can't find correlation there, I don't really see what's wrong with you there.
That's not just correlation, that is definite causation. That is the exact thing that happened. That is exactly what happened, in fact, to us at InfoShow LAN in April. Coleman, with his 11 air shots, was just absolutely unstoppable and stole the LAN away from us. We were so ready. We came through the upper bracket, but Coleman was undeniable with his air shot prowess.
Did he air shot you?
Yeah, he air shot me and I shouted across the LAN. I shouted, Coleman! But I was so drunk at the time that I can't even really remember doing it.
Unfortunately, he didn't remember the demo, so you had to be there.
You did have to be there in order to witness that glorious air shot. I don't even think it was a very good air shot. It was just me being a dribbler as usual. We are going to be bringing you the grand finals very soon. We are going to take a short break before that happens, as I imagine the players will be as well. So we are yet to find out which maps are currently going to be played as well. Mike plus 5, because they came through the upper bracket, gets the advantage of being able to ban the first map and pick the first map. So that will be very interesting. We will go to a short break. I will try and get some players for interviews as well, just before we go into this grand final, just to drum up a bit of hype. But just for now, we will see you on the other side with our TFTV coverage of the Beta LAN in Kaunas, Lithuania, powered by Zowie Gear.